Now, where's the public located? Where are the professional traders located? Meaning, where are the operators and where are the herd in the market? See, in Archimedes, you learn how to use our indicators to tell you exactly where the operators enter the market and exactly where the public or the herd enters the market and where the public stops are. And we all know that the market moves in the direction of the professionals or the inside, the operators, the market makers. And we all know that price moves against the public. So if you know where the operators are located in their positions, and you know where the public is located in their positions, it gives you a great heads up into the next market direction. In Archimedes, you're going to be amazed at how many times you'll be able to look back on your chart and see that price went exactly where our indicators, where they said the operators entered. Price went in that direction, and we could actually use the operators' entry points, and use them to help us protect us with our stop levels, because they're not letting price go against them, at least not too far, maybe just enough to try to shake you out or spook you. Now the close of this bar tells us that the market closed on strength. The price volume spread along with the MFI, that combination shows this as a strong bar. Even though it closed down, it was a down bar, it closed down on strength. So we have a weak bar and a strong bar. So right now we still don't have a clear message as to what the market wants to do here at this resistance level. So we'll have to look at where the next bar closes to give us more hint on what the market wants to do from here. But just to give you an example, as far as knowing where the public and the pros are, in Archimedes you learn why this is a public bar. You learn why the herd is in this bar, and you learn that why this market could not close above next resistance until these public traders in this bar were shaken out of their position. And when we look at this down move here, we see that this our public bar. Of course, price would have to go a bit below the low of the public bar for all of these buyers to bail and exit their position, and we can see that that's exactly what happened here. Now our indicators tell us, our Archimedes indicators are telling us that there are no really public bars in here since then from here to here. So we know that the moves are driven by the operators or market makers, and that also tells us a lot. Now, just knowing what we know so far, how does that affect your trading decision? Well, right now we know that price was moving up and was moving up on strength, and we know that price was moving up on the strength of the operators, so they brought it up to this point. And now we know we just saw weakness here, and we saw a little strength here on this last bar that closed. But the main thing is that we have a weak bar and a strong bar, so that would seem like a tie, but not necessarily, because we're on the way up. The market is strong. Now it's not strong. Maybe it's not weak or exhibited the weakness that we need to see yet, but it's no longer strong, and that in itself is a change. From strong to not strong is your first signal of an impending change. And so that tells us, if we were thinking about going long in here, that automatically tells us that we can't go long. We can't go long. So now all that we can do is wait for the close of this bar, this next bar, and to give us more information. We can't go short until we get a sign of weakness. And so next, we'll see what happens on this next bar. Okay, even more important than knowing when to enter and exit the market is knowing when to stay out. So now we stopped at the close of this bar and we were waiting for the close of this bar. I've got back a little, I'm a little late here with this bar, but this is the bar we were waiting for the close of. Now, just based on Archimedes, the close of this bar tells us something. We have weakness here, we have strength here, and now we have strength here. And we had the operators participating on strength here, and we had operators participating on strength here. Not only did we have operators participating on strength in the last two bars, but this is a type of bar. This bar has something in common with this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar. Most of the bars that started an up move have a certain thing in common. Now in Archimedes video 13 we talk about this type of bar, these type of bars, and what they mean as far as your trading. And so right now what we have is a market that's moving up on strength. Now it's moving down, but it's moving down on strength. It's really consolidating. And so we stopped here. Now we're waiting on the close of this bar. This bar is still open, and I would anticipate strength here because operators are buying, and we have this particular bar here. And so we really won't know where we really stand until the close of this bar, because we are still inside the range of this bar, and this is an inside bar. And in the book and videos of the laws of charts and men, we talk about inside bars and what inside bars mean to your trading decisions. But right now we have an inside bar. We have operators buying on strength here, and the top of the inside bar just so happens to coincide with the range, beginning range of overhead resistance. And this is how you start looking at the market. We're looking at the participants. We know that the operators are here. We're looking at if the market is showing strong or weak based on the price volume spread. So right now we know that the market is strong. If we were to enter a trade here, it would be a long trade and not a short trade. But we don't want to enter here because we want to see a close above resistance. So let's wait until the close of this bar and see what we have. And by the way, I don't know what's going to happen next either. I'm blind, so I don't know what's going to happen on the next bars. So I'm just as blind as you are here, and I'm doing it that way because as I explain it, I want to give you an idea of how I'm actually thinking on a bar by bar basis as I track a market or track a pair. So let's see what happens. So now we come to the close of the next bar, which is this bar here. Now what does Archimedes tell us at the close of this bar? Well, it tells us that this bar was a medium bar, and in Archimedes, we talk about when you see this bar in relation to the price volume spread and the MFI, this bar is a torsion spring. And in Archimedes, we talk about torsion spring bars and how this bar has a lot of potential energy stored up into it. And when we look, and this also formed another type of bar, which is called a 50% bar. And so this bar is exhibiting about even strength and weakness, and it's right at resistance. And by this bar being a torsion spring, whichever side of this bar that we break out on, that could be a potential signal to tell us that we're going back down to test support here, or if we're going back to test second resistance up here, the next resistance up here. Right now I'm leaning towards down simply because this support level has not been tested yet. And typically also in Archimedes, and we talk about the phases of the market and how the market moves, and why that's typically until we get a test here, until this level is tested, we won't anticipate a higher close. But this is the actual zone, so we wouldn't anticipate a higher close above this line here, because this bar, remember, this is the high bar here, the range of this bar. So but we're still in wait mode because we're at 50-50 as far as strength weakness, and but we haven't been tested here, and we were strong here on operator support, and that's the main thing that's keeping us kind of bullish and even 50-50 on this bar. And we still need to wait for resolution on the next bar. So let's see what happens at the close of the next bar and see if we can get a signal.